Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and I want to share with you my breeding base ultimate build guide. I'm going to start this from the beginning to the end as you guys really seem to like these kinds of videos. And I did get a lot of comments on my breeding base to ask me how I actually set it up and just give you guys a walk by through of how I do it all. So as you can see, it's a very nice big flat piece of land. Very easy to craft here, a very basic build as we mainly just need breeding and food, and then you can add in whatever else you want. So at the end of this video, you guys are going to be shown how to set this all up, and you'll have like a template for your breeding base slash home base, and you can just add to it or take away whatever it is you want or need. And as well, this base is unraidable, and it is also on this nice little, it's got its own little wall around it, pretty much like a built-in wall, and it's nice and easy to access. There is over there, nice piece of flat of land. The coordinates are -477, -82 is the coordinates, and there's also a fast travel point really nearby. It's right by the Palworld boss if you guys are struggling to find it. There's a starting area. It says all the way northwest of the starting area, just straight up to the left like that. And there you go, there's a nice little flat area, nice little spot, good view. It's got the good view of the sunrise and the sunset and everything. There's the tree as well. And without further ado, let's just hop into the build base. So we come here. We're going to put our PAL box like in the middle-ish. Also a disclaimer, I do have a mod turned on where stuff doesn't cost anything to craft. If you want to know how I do this, come on over to the Discord. We have a channel there dedicated to the mods and stuff that we use just for educational purpose and how to actually do this. So PAL box placement obviously is always first. This we do want to try and level it out. So we'll probably start the foundations on that little piece over there just to get everything leveled up. But let's try and place the PAL box first so we can see if we can get most of the radius or within usable terrain. You see the mountain back there? We don't want the, you can see the blue circle. You don't want it to be touching the mountain, otherwise obviously we can't build up there and we can't do anything with our pals. And we see how far we can go to that side. So there it is over there, and how far on this side. That's about over there. So you check all the corners, you just walk a little bit in case you want it. Right about over, like check symmetrical. So there is the mountain, and obviously because you're putting it like this, it's going to move a little bit. So right there should be perfect. Now we just bring out Anubis, we build it up real quick, and then just hop on your jet dragon just to double check before you get into the build to see if you do have the circle within. See, we have this whole flat piece of land over here, very nice and easily placed within the circle. Obviously you can build outside the circle if you have the setting turned on your server settings where stuff don't deteriorate. If you don't turn that off, then any structures outside of the blue circle will slowly deteriorate over time and break. There's also those two ore nodes in the back there, so if you do want to actually utilize those, just move your power box a little bit like back here and then go over there. But I'm actually not going to use those as we have enough ore set up with our other bases. So step one, now we actually put in some foundations. Want to try and get this in as low as we can. Thanks to this little hole, it's actually going to help us out with that a little bit. So you just place it as low as you can, and there we go. Now we just go from there. So that's our template, and now we go around and we just pave everything off. You don't need to go too far out of the circle because obviously you can't really get your pals to do anything outside of the circle. So we're just literally going to go like this, like one tile around the circle, pretty much all the way around the base. And I'll see you guys with the power of editing after all of this. Okay, so we have put the foundation all the way around in the circle, leaving like one little tile extra around the circle all the way around. And now I actually want to place this PAL box on the foundation. So just face the PAL box, destroy it, and then remember where you put it exactly. So you see I'm not moving from the spot. You can jump and place that little tile in now, and we're staying still in the exact same spot. PAL box, turn it around to where it was. I think it was a little bit back, and you just plop it down on top, and there you go. Okay, so PAL box place, foundation place. Now main things we need is obviously we need the ranches, but you do also need to make sure that you have the breeding farms. You need at least one egg incubator. So ranches, I want to get 3 ranches going on the farm, and then I want to have I actually want to have between 2 and 4 breeding farms is what I go. Maybe I'll go with 3 just to keep it simple. So let's go with 3 ranches. Now these you do want to keep within the blue line, otherwise the pals will bug out. As well, if the blue line is like, if you put it halfway through like this, and then some of the items can drop outside the blue line, and then the pals actually won't go and collect it. So let's actually start ours over here. And we'll just build 3 around like this. Also, if they are too close to each other, the ranches like this, when stuff drops on the middle, like right in between these two things, they can drop as well. Pals won't go in the middle there because obviously they're too big. So make sure you do place them with a good little gap in between them as well. we'll just place them around with the blue line obviously in mind as well at the end. And you see that should be more than enough space there for the pals to get in and actually go and collect stuff. So again, we go the blue line and about one tile apart, and maybe we can turn a little bit. Bam. Now we get our Anubis to build that, and we get on to the next part. So now we have our 3 ranches, and then we can actually go and make our breeding farms. These I like to place 2 on either side of the base. That's just how I had it set up before. So we'll leave a little bit of open space there just for working room, and come into the blue line obviously. There we go. So we'll place down 2 ranches right over here. Now these can be right next to each other because the pals don't need to interact between each other. So just go as far as you can, and you come in a little bit and see where it actually doesn't overlap. So it seems about there. Can we go back a bit more? Save some space. We can. You just got to finesse it a little bit. And there we go. So now we have the ranches and the breeding pen set up. You can see they are all well within the blue circle, touching around the back there. And these don't matter as long as the front part is within the blue circle, because the magic all happens around this area. Don't ask me why, but that's just how it is. And then the next thing we want to set up, we probably want to set up some of the pals' needs. So what we could go with now is to actually just set up all the beds. I usually just make the fluffy beds, and I like to put these 1 tile apart from each other. So let's see, the base has got a little bit different layout to what I had in my original video. Let's go ahead and we'll actually just make the beds in this corner. We'll start over there so we can actually fit them. Actually, no, it's not good to keep it on that curve over there. So maybe we can go up here where it's mostly straightish. We'll start over here, and we'll just build a structure around for them over there. So place your beds 1 tile apart. Just makes it so that the pals don't like have any issues when, you know, like the big pals come and try and sleep on these beds. So there's no issues with them clipping on each other or clipping over each other or whatever like that. So place them 1 tile apart. What I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, so we can have 14 over here if we go doubled. I believe you can only have 8 things queued up at once. So after you have 8 things queued up, just go ahead and craft them. Okay, so we have our beds done. We have 16 beds because just kept everything symmetrical with the blue line. Obviously make as little or as many beds as you want to have pals within the base. Most people are usually making around 15 beds, as that's the default server settings for actually having pals. I like to either set my bases to 20 pals. You can just get the most production out of your bases available. And now what I usually do with these pet houses, I just build a wall around them like this. I usually try to build at least 3 levels up so that none of the bigger pals have any issues. I know 2 could be enough, but I like to keep it safe, and you go with 3 levels up. And then what I do as well on top of this, I'll actually go ahead and then build a whole nother area as well, which the pals can actually then utilize, or you can utilize, for workbenches and anything that you might want up top there, as the pals should be able to path there if you build them a nice set of stairs. So there we have the little structure started and built for them. Now we've actually got to build them some stairs up. This could be a little tricky, although we do have this nice little open space on this side. So we can build stairs like coming out the side here, because when you build stairs, you've got to make sure that you don't actually build them with outside the blue lines. Like if I built this stairs straight up over here, once they get to the top and this blue line actually won't let them through the stairs, they'll kind of glitch out and they won't be able to make it all the way up. So let's see what stairs we can perform over here on the side. We'll get some roof out, and then we'll just build some stairs up and see how we can go about it. So maybe we start on this side, and then if we go like this, okay, that's all within the blue line. No, not quite, but we need to get up first just so we can lay the roof up here, so we can actually have a little bit of a look-see and see what we can work with up top. So we've built the roof up top, but this stairs won't actually work, so we're gonna have to try a different method with these stairs. I think maybe what we could do is we could just start from further back, so you can actually start the stairs from right here. And then all you do to do that is you just place yourself a wall, and now we can actually just make stairs from this angle, because all the stairs and stuff have to be within the blue line. This is obviously way within the blue line. Now if we come up like this, and then that should work perfectly, then we just put a stone roof right up top. And as you can see, this is all, that should be more than enough room for them to go within the blue line. If it's not, you just take out this and you build a stair like going up that way. But this should be more than enough. Or you can just start one stair back, and maybe you start like that way and you come up like this. But we'll definitely make sure to try this out and see if there's any issues, but it should be pretty good. And now up the top, yeah, you can really put whatever you want. I like to usually put these things, the sphere assembly lines and stuff, because as long as it's like that and the pal can reach the middle, they can actually work with it. So this one should function perfectly fine there. And if you put another one there, it should function fine as well. That's completely within the line. You can put another one on the other side. And as you can see, there should be more than enough room up here with how we set it up. So you can set up anything that you would like, any production stuff, any stuff to put up here. You can even put furnaces and things up here. if you want to turn this into like an ore base as well and import ore as well. But for now, we're just going to keep it as a breeding base. So we've got the bed set up. We have the infrastructure to actually put stuff up on that you want. The only thing we need now is an incubator, and we actually need food and the cake setup. So the next thing we've got to set up how to actually fund this feed farm over here. Because obviously we do need to feed these guys with birthday cake so they can go ahead and do the birthday stuff, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and set up the cake making factory. I think we'll actually do it on this side of here, as there's a decent part of land open. So let's get our pals going. I think I'm going to delete this wall over here just so it's a little bit more open, and you don't actually need this as support, as we have enough stuff up there. So we're going to open this side of here just so we can actually utilize all this space and actually make some stuff of here. So let's go ahead and close this off with a little wall. And this little corner is going to be our cooking / production corner for the food. So you will need to set up you need a wheat plantation and a berry plantation to make sure that you can make the cakes. So this has to also be within the blue line. Like if you put it there, the pals may be able to reach it, but it's safer to just put it within the blue. So let's see, maybe we can put it over there. That actually fits pretty good there, because I think it should be enough within the blue for the pals to actually reach it. But if it's not, you just move it around until it is. So let's go ahead and put it there. We'll put that one over there. And then our wheat plantation we'll put on this side. And that should be enough within the blue as well. This is for the cakes purely. And then what you could do is you make a tomato and a lettuce plantation as well to give your pals the best food. But that's only working food. So the pals around here won't really be doing much besides breeding and ranching. So I would actually just say to use the berries, give them baked berries. It's not the best food, but I mean the pals aren't going to be working very hard over here. So they're only really going to be working on these two patches and the ranches in the back. So just go ahead and use your berries to actually make food. And now we need to get I suggest getting a kitchen, as it does cook faster than the electric pot. So you can either put yourself 1 or 2 kitchens depending on how fast you want to make the cakes. And then make sure you do get yourself a Augiesaint Ignis so he can actually craft these things really fast. And also make sure that it's placed in a way that it's open behind, because they will actually stand in front of us and blow flames like straight into it. So if I was to place it on that wall over there, then the Augiesaint wouldn't actually be able to fit in there because he would be going over the line. So just make sure that it is like that as well. Nice open space behind them. So there's that. And then what we could do is we can add a little chest in here just to store everything. These chests are the best chests because they have the same space as the containers, but the pals don't actually like interfere with them, because the pals often get stuck on the containers quite often. So make sure you start using these chests. I converted my base builds to all of these chests, and they have the same space as a container, but no glitching with the pals. So that chest over there should have everything filled up. Then you can also add a cooler box or a fridge in somewhere if you guys really like. I usually do this just to prolong the life of the fruits and stuff and the eggs and the honey. So we can actually put this on this side as to not interfere with the layout over there. Make sure that it's enough within the blue line so they can actually reach it. And then, oh, we do actually need a feed box. Talking about all this food stuff, the feed box you can also just fit in here too. Well, actually, let's take the feed box and we could put it over there near the middle by the ranch, because these ranch pals are the ones that we're going to want to worry about the most, as they're going to be working the most. And then back there is the farm production. You could even just put 2 feed boxes. You could put feed box right here, and you could put feed box behind you as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So these are for the ranches, or you could just have that one. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. We're just going to put one there, and then we'll put one around this area as well, because this is the other place that they'll be working. So you don't want them like traveling far and wide between to actually get to all the food. So we could just place it right over there. They can come over, eat, and just carry on straight back to working. And then the pals that are inside of the breeding thing, I believe with the recent update, they'll only use the cake and they won't lose hunger. I think that's how it works now with the update. So just want to make sure you stock these up with cake. And then a little trick that you can do with these fruit bags or the feed boxes, whatever you want to call them, is you actually put the food you want them to eat on the left. Then make sure you fill this up with something else like cotton candy or honey. Maybe not honey on this farm because you're actually using honey to make cakes. So put in cotton candy over there and fill it up, so that they don't put any of the other produce in the feed boxes, and then it actually forces them to go ahead and put it in the fridge. That's a much better thing over there. And then we can actually put another box down there for them to transport all the things from this area. So let's go over here and then place another chest. Just don't place the chest like over here, so it will interfere with them going to collect stuff over there. So maybe we place the chest right next to this feed box, just so that it's generalized in this area. And that's what they'll be coming out. Just make sure to keep behind the pal box open as well, So you see like the PAL box, whichever way it's facing, I believe it's actually going to come out this side. You just want to make sure that there's nothing right behind it, like there's nothing over here, because the PALs could glitch out and get stuck or go on top or whatever like that. And then we need to just add the finishing touches, which really comes from these other things. We won't be mining or anything like this, but the silo, the flower bed, and the water fountain, and the flame cauldron, you could definitely want to add all of these to the base, as well as the toolbox if you are going to be doing some handiwork stuff up on the top there with any of the factories. But you definitely want to put these four in there. This is for planting speed, for gathering speed, this is for watering speed, and then this is for fire making, so cooking, everything. You want to add all four of these to the base. Don't forget these, as well as actually having a power generator in the base, because we do need to make power so we can actually use the oven. So we'll go ahead and we'll place these actually pretty near to the power box, as they're just going to come out and power those up straight away. So there's the generator, and now let's go ahead and place our other things. So this you could really place wherever you want. It just has to be within the blue line. So let's actually go ahead and place it over here so that it stays far away from the pals and they don't interfere with it. So we can place that. We're going to place a water fountain. We're going to place a silo, all within the blue but away from the pals. And then this flower box you can actually use somewhere else just to, you know, make it look pretty. You can actually use the flower box as decorations. I love doing that in my builds. But that is about all I can think of for the breeding place. Oh, last thing, just to tell you guys why we have those 3 ranches, is you want to get yourself bee guards, the mozzarella cheese cows, and then the chickpea chickens, and you want to put 3 in each. Or if you actually start condensing them, you don't need to put that many in one. Once you've actually got a fully leveled up chickpea, a mozzarella, and a bee guard, like fully condensed, you can just have 1 ranch and you put them in there, and it should produce you more than enough materials to actually make the cakes. But from this, you'll be getting eggs, you'll be getting milk, and you'll be getting honey, which is 3 out of the 5 things you need for cake. And then the other things you'll be getting is wheat and berries from the farm over there. I believe I read a comment somewhere on one of my videos where you can actually just buy the milk and the eggs. And I think maybe you could buy the honey as well from the merchants or the wandering merchants or the vendors around the world. So in that case, if you want to do it that way, all you do then on the ranches is you just fill them up with money generating pals like the mouse or something like that. You can put them in there and they'll generate your gold coins, and then with those gold coins you just go ahead and buy the other stuff. Then you can even drop the berry and the wheat foundation, and you can just put yourself in there some tomatoes and other stuff, tomatoes and lettuce, to make yourself salads. If you wanted to do that, it's up to you how you want to do it, but this is just the most basic setup and how to actually get the base set up like I have it. So there you guys have it from start to finish. We got it all set up and done. Let me know if I missed out anything, or if you guys could add anything to it, or if you're actually going to go ahead and use this as your breeding / home base. And then come join the Discord and send some pics. We have a channel there to actually put up pictures of your bases and stuff like that. It'll be great to see what you guys actually get up to. Also, while you are still here, come over to the Twitch. I'm streaming pretty much every other day, streaming Lost Ark and a lot of Palworld as well. I do pretty much all my big crazy builds. For the first time, I do them live on Twitch whenever I do something big. The next project we have planned is to finish off our Eiffel Tower, as we recently lost our save. So we had an Eiffel Tower above this base, but we lost our save and I have to now redo my Eiffel Tower. So come check me out on Twitch. I'd love to see you guys there. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, please drop a like and a sub to the channel. Helps me out so much, and I'll catch you beautiful people in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the